Hey, Taurus, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your November 2022 monthly reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. Today we'll dive into the collective energy of Taurus and take a look at what the overall energies and themes are for you in November. So please do take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are interested in a personal reading or even entering into the free monthly reading giveaway, you can find both of those links in the description box below. All right, Taurus, the three main themes for you showing up in the month of November. We do have some R&R time, rest and retreat. You also have the letting go card along with second chance. So I do feel that it's going to be a very powerful month, Taurus, when it does come to gaining some downtime, thinking about how to move forward in a certain area of your life. Some of you may be taking some holiday leave, some vacation, some PTO. You may be spending time with family this month, connecting with like-minded souls, friends as well. There could be Friendsgiving, I just heard, as well as Thanksgiving if you do celebrate that holiday. But this is a time for you to maybe recover. This could be healing, maybe from a surgery, from an illness, from emotional turmoil, or you're just needing a little bit of time to recoup, catch your breath if you've been overworking, overthinking, or overanalyzing here. This is time for you to relax, connect with yourself. This could even be meditation for some of you, but I do feel like it's very important for you to get some downtime to fully heal from a situation or to finally come up with a new action plan to move forward, especially as you start out your 2023. There's going to be a lot here, Taurus, that you're letting go of. This is letting go of anxieties, limiting beliefs. It could be people, it could be jobs or careers. It could be about gaining closure. And it says here, liberate yourself. It's time for possibly goodbyes. Some of you, there could be an empty nesting, moving in or out of a home or moving to a new location. This is about goodbyes and growth. It's about ascension. So your soul is evolving here on a spiritual level. We also have life lessons and going with the flow. But I do feel for you that there have been things that you've been hanging on to, Taurus, that you've needed to learn a lesson. You've needed to grow and evolve. But I feel like you're coming to an end of a cycle and you're ready for this second chance, this new beginning here. I'm almost feeling the judgment energy coming in here with the second chance card. And this is about doing something over, doing it again, being given a second chance. This can be about forgiveness. It could be about a better offer coming your way. Taurus, this can also be about trying again, trusting, rebuilding, maybe after a tower moment, and starting with a clean slate. And you can see here that there is a book open and there's the pen ready. So this part of your life is urging you forward, divinely guiding you on this path to start something new, that you have a second chance, whether that's at love or that's at your career or for your health or to reconnect with family or like-minded individuals. There's something that you've been wanting, but you haven't quite manifested in the physical world. But I see that it's starting to all come together and your soul and your heart are guiding you because you see the map underneath this clean slate. So I feel like you are being divinely guided, Taurus. Some of you are being asked to move as well. Again, I'm seeing relocation. There could be move. There could be travel, especially because you do have the To the Sea card as well, which we'll talk about here shortly. Now, when we dive into the tarot here, in the past, I do see that there was a commitment that you had set in place and it may have made you happy at first, just like a relationship or a marriage or an engagement. Those things make us happy. The beginning of a new job, there's a new chapter. So there was a situation that may have made you happy in the very beginning of this new endeavor that you have taken, this new path, but I feel like it didn't turn out the way that you thought. And it's because you needed to learn some lessons. If everything was happy and feeling awesome and amazing and growth wise, we could still learn, we can still grow, but sometimes we need to throw in a challenge or two for us to kind of take us off that course for us to learn and grow. It's almost like you you've signed up for a certain course in high school or in college. This is just symbolic, so follow me here, Taurus. And you're really into writing, so you take courses on maybe creative writing and poetry and short stories and literature, and you are thinking that those are the classes you're going to take because that's the part of the course, part of the par here. And I feel like all of a sudden you had an anatomy class show up for you smack dab in the middle of what you thought, and you're like, whoa, where did this come from? I don't know if I like anatomy. I don't know if I'm good at it. And I feel like that's kind of what happened here for you in the past. Now, take that class scenario and replace it with whatever your story is. Perhaps it's a person. Perhaps that you were on your own path, and then all of a sudden someone came in out of the blue and it was unexpected. This could also be literally a course of study career-wise. There was a situation that you were headed towards, but there may have been a detour. Thank you, Spirit. They're just giving me that there was a detour here, but ultimately it was for your own evolution. When this Hierophant card shows up, there was a commitment here, but I feel like for some of you, this could have been an institution. It could have been teaching or learning, but I feel like it goes beyond just the traditional sense of learning here. This is about your morals, your beliefs, learning to question. I did hear that some of you may have grew up in a very religious background or a very restrict type of setting. For others of you, this could have been your family may have been committed to a certain thing. For example, maybe you've came from a military background or a military family. For others of you, maybe your parents were committed to the church, or they were committed to alcohol. It could be anything, but it's to help you here grow and evolve. So in the present moment here, we do have the Six of Swords and we have the Moon. So I feel like you're breaking free from a situation here where it's ingrained within who you are. This is a belief system that you have, and one that may have worked for you at one point. It may have worked, whether it was a high-level marriage, perhaps it was you committing to a career or your children or a spiritual path. Whatever this was for you, it's worked. But I feel like it worked at that time, but I feel like you're upgrading your beliefs and you're saying, I've learned what I needed to learn from this situation, but I need to set aside my own abundance, my own happiness, my own success. And instead of waiting for something to detour or waiting for an unexpected surprise, I feel like you are opening up to a new way of thinking, a new way of believing, and some of you are letting something go. You're getting out of a situation that was difficult, or that is difficult, I should say here, because what do you have here right in the middle? You do have the letting go, liberating yourself, gaining closure, freedom, and you have the Six of Swords, which says you're moving towards calmer waters. You may be heading towards the unknown with the Moon card showing up here, Taurus, but I feel like the unknown is better than anything corrupt that you've been through here. Now, this could be a job or career where people may be unethical at times, or maybe fueling the energy or the environment with corrupt advice, or it may not be something you believe in. Perhaps at one point you went to nursing school, or you took a class or got a degree in this area because you really loved it, or it was something that was helping you grow and evolve. But then the more that you knew about it or learned, the more that it didn't align with who you were on a soul level. And you may be saying, well, I don't necessarily believe a lot of these things that I was taught or that I grew up with, but I'm going to put a twist on it and give it a little bit of my own detour, and I'm going to go off and start my own thing. So that's kind of what I'm getting here for you. And if that is you, whether this is career or maybe you're leaving a union or a relationship you were committed to because it was toxic, or some of you've just outgrown it, what you're heading towards here is a second chance. Which I love this, because the second chance is all about a new opportunity. And in this case, an expansion of opportunities. She's looking out into the sea, and you actually, again, you have that to the sea card. So I feel like there are opportunities that not only are showing up for you, but I feel like you can imagine, you can create. And even though you have the Moon card, I feel like the moon is actually illuminating your path. You're being divinely guided here. listen to your intuition and listen to your heart's calling. The Three of Wands is about you moving forward because you know this is something you really want and that you really can make happen here. For some of you, this is money. It is loyalty. It is commitment to mastering what it is that you are working on at this time. The King of Pentacles is about focusing on success, money, growth, prosperity, abundance. And I do feel for a lot of you, this is you moving off on a new path that brings you more money as well. And you may be thinking, Melissa, how do you know it's going to make me more money? Because I feel like you've pushed against the grain. And if this is you here in the past where you are telling yourself a new belief, or you're saying, you know, maybe that worked for me at that time, but I'm moving towards a new beginning. If this is you, I have a high belief for you, Taurus, that you can create and make something. Because if you're brave enough to walk out of a situation that maybe was ingrained within you for so long, that takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of guts and it takes a lot of determination. And if you have that, then you can create and make anything with this King of Pentacles. Your mind is unlimited at this time. You have these potential ideas. Some of you have already planted the seeds here, but you are given a second chance to really create success in your life. For some of you, it could be love. It could be about bringing in people that are loyal to you as well, because I do see that you have been deceived in the past. Now, when it comes to your money, we have the chest, we have the candle, and we have the book. So this is all about you coming up with strategies that are not only going to help you right now, but help you in the long run as well. This is about wise spending. So in the month of November, make sure that you are spending wisely. I know that if you do celebrate holidays, sometimes people tend to throw budgets to the wayside. They may say, well, it's holidays and it only comes once a year, so I'm going to rack up my credit card and I'm going to buy and spend frivolously, but it's Black Friday, so I must need that. Or there's an Amazon sale, so I must, add this and this and this to my cart. Spend within your limit, Taurus, spend within your means, and take a look at the long-term goals. I feel like that's what you're doing. And then speaking of military, which did show up earlier, we have military, we have leader, we have thinking something through. So Taurus, I feel if you are not already an entrepreneur, or if you are not a manager or a CEO or on top of the line here, I do feel like that is in the books for you with this King of Pentacles. You're heading towards higher leadership. You're heading towards a more, I feel, flexible routine, but yet structured. This is about you getting things done, but working smarter, not harder. But you may have to work hard for the time being so you can get to the point where you don't have to work as hard, if you're following me there. You have the candle here, which is talking about hustle, which we were just talking about here. This is about ambition, taking action, manifesting money here. Now, again, management, which we just said, and I'm reading along as we go. I haven't really looked at these too much here, but this is about high visibility, rank, and you putting yourself out there. You may feel very busy. You may even feel athletic. Some of you may be doing some sort of coaching, or you just feel like your mind and your body is constantly going a million miles per hour. And that may be time for you this month in November to rest and retreat. Take a little bit of downtime, especially to recoup or heal from, overworking, overthinking. But get ready, because I feel like you're coming back with not a vengeance, but you're coming back with more power and more strength because you've let something go and you're healing. And I feel like you're coming back with more hustle. So it's almost as if perhaps you've been feeling a little bit lethargic or a little bit just burnt out energy. But I feel like this downtime is really going to help you come back to your senses here and come back to yourself. And then it's going to put you in that limelight here for you to take on this next chapter. And speaking of chapter, here we have the book. This is all about paperwork, contracts, learning as you go. Some of you may be writing. You may be writing a book. You may be taking a class. This can certainly talk about education, which you do have with the Hierophant card here. There could be something you're learning about again, a second time around. Some of you may have dropped out, quit something that you had started, or maybe didn't finish a certification, or some of you have a second chance to start over, do it again. Maybe you failed your exam, or maybe there was something that you've had to take again. Don't let that failure set you back, because that actually, like I always like to say here, is kind of like that, the arrow. When you pull the arrow back, it's actually the catalyst to spike you moving forward. And that's kind of what I sense here. So if there was something that you felt like you failed, know that that's not a failure. It's actually setting you up for success. Because perhaps that first time around, when you were taking an exam or a test or certification, maybe you weren't fully in it and you missed some answers, or there's something you weren't quite ready for or didn't know. I feel like there's something coming back around that you're not only going to know, but you're going to learn, and it's going to stick with you for the long haul. For others of you, this could be dealing with law as well. There could be something with military, VA. There could be a legal battle or dispute between maybe you and an ex, or you and family members, or you're just getting something acquitted. I feel like you're letting something go here. But I do feel it's very important for you to go back and learn something in a new way. It doesn't mean you're going back to school. It could be learning a new opportunity, but you're doing something differently this time around. Now, in matters of love, we do have in the past position here, or it could be something you're still healing from, but we have this deception card, and it says someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. Now, I know a lot of readers focus on romantic love, which I do talk about occasionally as well, but love can show up in all shapes, sizes, and forms. It can be the love that we have towards ourselves, our children, our family, our friends, and our spouses and our lovers. But there could have been a family member or a friend or an ex that deceived you in some way, shape, or form. Or maybe you were wearing the false mask. Maybe you weren't being true to yourself by being in this union, whether it was a family dynamic or to yourself. Please take it as it resonates. But I feel like there was an energy of people not being real with you, Taurus. And that's what you're letting go of. The people that aren't real or don't have your back. There's also something here with could be mistruths if this is a career setting, or it could have been that someone maybe told you something or received credit for work that you did here, or didn't give you credit. I just feel like there was some shady things that have happened to you here in the past. We do have past life relationship. You have known each other before. So there's someone that has either showed up in your life or is still in your life physically, that you know that this person could be a soulmate. They could be a twin flame, or they could also be from your soul tribe. They could be someone who you've known in past lives before as well. Maybe it's never gotten to that level of romantic interest. Perhaps this person showed up, as I always like to say, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. But you know that this person was destined to come into your life, regardless of how difficult this dynamic between the both of you was. Maybe it was your own mom. Maybe it was your own dad. Or lack of mentality as well. I feel like you've known each other before, but you've came in to deal with some of these karmic lessons, and you chose each other to deal with these lessons in this lifetime. And then we have honeymoon, and it says enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So we do have holiday time coming up in November and December if you celebrate the season. But if not, there could be a second honeymoon needed for those of you that are in a relationship. There could be some of you maybe meeting someone while you are traveling or while you're taking vacation. I just heard someone back home. So perhaps this is someone you run into. Let's say you go back home for the holidays and you run into maybe an old high school flame, or someone that you dated 20 years ago. Now, I'm not getting a blast from the past. The ex is coming back in wanting to make it all better, but I do feel like there could be Six of Cups energy where there's a little bit of nostalgia for either wanting to kind of go back home, or you may just connect with people from your past. It doesn't have to be romantic. But I do feel a very good energy around the end of November and again in mid to end of December as well. Now, what we have here from your spiritual team, we have cleanse, which kind of goes with the rest and retreat energy and the letting go. And it says your body and soul are urging you, Taurus, to take time out for some much needed cleansing. Just as you wash your car, clean the house, or tidy your office, your body also needs care and attention. It's time for some spiritual, emotional, and physical cleansing. If you're taking a retreat here, or if you're taking a vacation or travel, I just heard that some of you may be thinking about a wellness retreat, a yoga retreat, a holistic retreat, or even ayahuasca or some sort of spiritual getaway. That would be a very good thing for you, is what I just heard. So if some of you have been thinking about that, or maybe it's not been on the back burner in the mind for quite some time, but you haven't saved up enough, or you've just been too busy, I feel like now is the time here for a good cleanse. And lastly, we have be proud. Be proud of yourself for how far you've come, Taurus, because your spiritual team is commending you on your spiritual journey, your hard work, your challenges, your endurance, your willpower. It says it's time to celebrate, Taurus, all that you've achieved, all that you are, and all that you will become. Every once in a while, it's important to stop and acknowledge what you've achieved and to be proud. I just heard, I'm proud of you, son. I'm proud of you, son. So if you have a father or grandfather who has crossed over, I feel like that could be them coming through saying, I'm proud of you, son, as well, especially if there is a J or even a B in their name or their nickname. Please take that as it resonates for you. But be proud of yourself, Taurus. And then we also have from your soul, we have, where can I ask for more help in my life? Until we can receive with an open heart, we're never really giving with an open heart. When we attach judgment to receiving help, we knowingly or unknowingly attach judgment to giving it. That's a quote by Brené Brown. And actually, remember what I said in the very beginning. I said the second chance reminds me of the judgment card, and we hear that word here showing up twice. So the judgment is all about changing your life for the better, and it looks like you're doing that. Even though you are still feeling the effects of some sort of challenge or turmoil that you've embraced in the past, I feel like you are moving forward, maybe not with uncertainty, but you're definitely moving forward to more success and more growth, and you know that you are moving on a path that's going to change your life for the better, but it's okay to receive help. And that judgment energy is about an awakening. It is about forgiveness, a second chance to heal the old, but most importantly, don't judge yourself, Taurus. Some of us tend to judge more often than we would like, and we judge ourselves for not being where we think we should be, or maybe feeling like we're not learning the lesson, or repetitive lessons showing up, and we say we should be further on our life's journey, on our life's path. But everybody goes at different rates, different speeds, and you're here to learn, grow, and evolve. So don't compare, because your story is completely different than someone else's. I just heard here as well, some of you may be reading a memoir, you may be reading about the lives of others, or you may be writing your own story, whether it's through a memoir or just journaling your own experiences. Some of you are trying to remember certain things that may have happened in childhood for you, and some of you are saying, nope, I'm shutting the door to that. But I feel like you're learning it to learn more about yourself. And it says, today, ask someone for help and receive it with an open heart. Today's mantra, I ask for what I want and I am open to receiving it. This is a beautiful energy here, because it can be difficult for us to ask for help at times, especially when we have a mentality of we can do it ourselves, or, we don't need help. We've always been independent, or especially if you grew up in an environment Taurus, where you had to be independent. Maybe you grew up before your time. You had to raise your own siblings. Perhaps some of you were only children, or you just felt like you've had to do everything on your own. Finally here, your last card is To the Sea. And this is all about being in the flow, which you have letting go, and you have flow showing up here as well. This is all about returning to source, recognizing how many pieces fit together, and it is about the natural pattern of events. And it says, isn't it wonderful when you feel yourself in the flow of life, when events and conditions seem to engage you in a way that is fluid and effortless? This card reminds you that going with the flow is exactly what you need to do right now. Ride the wave of opportunity formed by perfect conditions. Allow trust and faith to guide you as you flow like a river into the sea of life. There are points in a relationship when you have to decide to either go with the flow rather than dictate the course you share with another. Can you let go of the need to have things your way? We were just talking about that. And allow the relationship itself, your combined goals and desires to steer the ship. Can you both transcend your personalities and allow the partnership to form its own identity, its own energy? Now is the time to relax and see where this mutual journey ends. So this talks about you letting things flow, especially when it comes to your prosperity or your relationships, Taurus. It says when we stop scrambling and allow the sea of opportunities, which you have with this Three of Wands, she's literally looking out to the sea as well. And you also have the Six of Swords. She's in the sea. So I feel like finally you're able to see what's beyond the choppy waters, what's beyond the challenges that you have endured here. And now you're able to see, but go with the flow. Allow yourself, you're already heading towards calmer waters. You're being divinely guided. You can see that the birds here are steering the ship. As much as you feel like you can steer it, you really can't. There's too much choppiness, or there's too much energy that's outside of your control here. So I do feel for you, Taurus, this is about you being divinely guided out of some sort of mess or challenge or healing opportunity here. And you're being guided towards something better. Even if you can't see it at this time, you have a lot of opportunities. And it is important to, again, go with the flow. It's also card 7. And in tarot, that's the Chariot. So some of you may be dealing with a Cancer or have Cancerian placements, but this To the Sea is about healing again from a situation. And you can see that there's a lot calmer waters. And right above there, there's the face of Spirit helping and guiding you along the way. So Taurus, you do have a very powerful month coming in for you. I do feel that a lot of you are breaking some patterns, breaking through some beliefs that you've had for yourself. Some of you are breaking out of a box that you felt stuck in, whether it was career or relationships. You're letting go and you're being given and guided towards the second chance. So absolutely take it. You're going to feel so much better about this new journey and new path that's going to lead to a lot of success. I hope this resonates, Taurus. If so, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. It certainly does help get the divine channeled messages out there to those that need it most. Feel free to share, like, comment, hit that subscribe and bell button if you haven't already. And I am sending all of you beautiful Taurians tons of love and light. Thank you so much for tuning in.